Boosius presents Freak City yet again. Hopefully, possibly, for the last time. And I keep thinking this is going to play the French national anthem for some reason. It never does. What's up, Boosius? Thank you for the good luck. We have to head out right to where we don't want to go. The one level I've been dreading. Going back to... Today is Wawa's birthday? Oh, nice. Who's Wawa in this context? How do I get where I want to go? I think if I go this way... No, I don't think that's that way. I think Wawa is a grocery store chain somewhere. Wherein Pat wanders around the map trying to remember how to get from here to there. A little kitty! Oh, very nice. Well, happy birthday, little kitty cat. Then left. There we go. This is somewhere near where I want to be. I'm pretty sure... Wait. I was pretty sure. I'm not pretty sure of anything now. I thought there was a way to get to the... No, that's not it. I just reset. I don't know where I'm going. Can I go down from here, maybe? No, that despite its appearance, you can't go down from there. I'm so confused. Where did I leave the basement? Smart man would have checked this before the stream. Okay. There's got to be a way to get down there that doesn't require, like, 15 hours of walking. How about this pipe? This pipe, I think, is what I've been looking for the whole time. This pipe is what I've been looking for the whole time. Oh, boy. Quantum tunneling. Terrifying. I gotta remember what my strat for this was. Because I had one. Don't have one now. Me too. I really wish I'd gotten it last time. I got moon thirsty. Okay. Well, I despawned him and made the level go a little bit bonkers. This works in my book. Nope. Nope. Bad. Bad. Good. Fine, too. Nope. Good luck with the City of the Freaks. Thank you very much, Curtis. How you doing? I like the scrolling effect. Dang it. I did finish up all the principal coding for my tool for C3, so I'm pretty excited. Spent some time working on the README and trying to get it to work on Windows 98, which was a bust. I need a driver for a USB serial device, and I thought I could crib off another one based upon some documentation I saw in some random Linux project, and no dice. Maybe I spent some more time with it, but honestly, I was just like, eh, I love the idea, but I'm still happy where I went with that project. And it's more important to get it done. Like, I've wanted to get it out on Wednesday. I don't see any reason it won't go out tomorrow. Basically, all I need to do is finish up the README and finish up a, like, demo video. So, that should be exciting. But I was really hoping to capture footage from the Windows 98 computer for the purposes of this. That would have been way funnier. Nuts. And marginally easier, I think. I'm gonna need to come up with a way to see extra stuff on the screen, and I can't. My one, items with my sort of the way I do things will be a bit more challenging. Because unlike usual, I do need to capture desktop to show off what's going on. I don't really love capturing desktop, but I don't really have a better option. And unlike during a stream, nothing bad can happen when I'm capturing desktop for a video. Oh! Thought I was going the other way. Nope. It's just so friggin' wacky. You never know what the dang thing's gonna do. Unless you stand perfectly still, in which case it'll do the thing you probably wanted it to do. What I made for C3? Said it. So, about 5 years ago, Jesus, time flies, I made a loader that can load ROMs out of Lunar Magic and onto your SD SNES really fast. Well, faster than pulling the card, at least. This one is a lot faster. With a little bit of danger. There's a small chance it'll crash. But basically, you can do your edit in Lunar Magic, run the emulator button. It'll write everything to the SD SNES via USB Magic. And then you can, as soon as you reload the level, experience your changes on your SD SNES. Well, I didn't really see the level. Yeah, I might show a short demo in a little bit, because it's funny. I still have a couple of things to test, but the code is largely complete. I just need to do a README and a video, that's it. I think that's more than easy to get done in my time. I've got a lot to do it tomorrow. And unlike my prior project, it's completely self-contained C#. There's no dependencies. So it will work. I mean, .NET is a dependency, but like whatever. If you have the one Windows computer out there without .NET, well, you have bigger problems. If I hadn't jumped, I might have lived there. But if I hadn't jumped, I might have died there. It's impossible to know. So... But yeah, I think people will like it. I know Laser's been a big fan for a while of the old version, which I think was kind of clunky. This is more or less the thing I wanted to release, but didn't. Well, that's the thing about it. You have to remember, this isn't a physicality-based physics simulator. It's just checking to see whether or not Mario is presently inside of something. If Mario was never inside of it... I was about to say, but first we need to talk about parallel universes. Okay. Oh, this is... not terrible. What do I want? What do I want? What do I want? Not that! But yeah, I think it'll be well received. But still a little bit of work. Basically, if I finish Freak City with a decent amount of time left in the evening, I will do a demo. A quick one. Worst comes to worst, if I'm lazy, that quick demo will become the video. He didn't even touch his friggin' shovel that time. No! No. Yes? No. I'm getting a lot farther along than I did last time I did this, though. Like, I've come up with... I haven't come up with anything. Rests are fairly easy. Okay. I'm like I said, I've budgeted time. Unless this takes, like, an hour and 15 years. In which case, I'll be stuck on this forever. And that'll be the end of it. There have literally been some streams where I just grind a level. And they're not even, like, really hard Kaizo levels. I think there was one when I was playing, what were those? Eevee's hacks. Dang it. I basically got stuck on a boss for a non-trivial amount of time. Oh. Come on, go up! Stay going up! Ah! Anyway, that's what I did today. I also bought stuff to make chili. I wanted chili. Been trying to clean out my freezer. Got way too much stuff in there that's been there for way too long. And chili's a good use for, like, ground beef that you otherwise wouldn't have much utility for. So, eat that for a good few days. Honestly, it just makes me want to play Banjo-Kazooie. Or Banjo-Tooie, probably. I've beaten Kazooie. Many, many years ago. Never figured what that's gonna do. No, the best thing about chili is, like, it gets better as it spends time in the fridge, in all honesty. There's not too many foods that have that kind of sterling reputation. I hate it whenever it's stuck up. That's the worst part. Whenever it's, like, up and I can't make it move. I don't know why I went for that. That was just not gonna work. Got the timing down for that. No! Just, no! It just starts to go the wrong way. It's true. Soups. Like, there are some things that once they get in the fridge, like, they're just done. But soups, in general, are just nicer. I think it's because they lose a bit of moisture in the fridge. Like, fridges also serve as a desiccant. Frequently because of, defrosting. So you can dry things out by putting them in the fridge. Same with the freezer, I imagine. That's one of those things that I'm really grateful to never have had to deal with in my life, is defrosting a freezer. It seemed unpleasant. But there was a period of time where, like, they didn't defrost themselves, and so eventually, like, the points at some point in the fridge would just freeze up, at which point they got really bad at cooling things down. It's one of those, like, the temperature delta is what matters things, so you have to do defrost cycles if you're doing big freezer stuff. There's a good US CSB video about a failure to defrost a freezer correctly. Except for the fact that it blew up some people. You know, it's kind of interesting, at least. US CSB being the United States Chemical Safety Board, so most of their purview is when things go wrong. But basically, there was a freezer at a some sort of, like, frozen foods place, like, you know, maybe chicken tenders or some shit like that. And the freezer had a freeze defrost cycle, and so the way that freezer works is it would put in liquid ammonia, and the heat would turn it into gaseous ammonia to pull things out, to pull out the heat. This phase change does burn a lot of energy. Or, well, move a lot of energy, really. Ice cubes, etc. And so, I feel when I beat this level, it's not going to be because I did anything particularly smart. It's going to be because the level just threw me into the wall, and I just happened to be the end goal. First day you make them from scratch, they haven't become broth like stock, so after a day the vegetables don't taste like much, but the soups are like amazing. That's true. You're extracting more of the vegetable-y goodness. meaty goodness, what have you. Didn't mean to sandbag that, but I just happened to. Ugh. But anyway, it was doing the defrost cycle, and because when it would freeze, it would pull moisture from the outside air, from the air onto the coils outside, and that would produce frost, which would reduce the cooling efficiency. So what they do is they pipe hot ammonia through to remove the frost. The problem, some safety interlock failed, and they decided to just YOLO it and put the hot ammonia in where there was already liquid ammonia that was not quite as hot. They got touching, more phase change than they were prepared for, and the whole thing blew up. And liquid ammonia just in general is bad for people. It's actually quite good that fridges don't use ammonia anymore. It was actually a really bad thing. We could thank our favorite ozone-depleting pollutant for that, Freon, which largely solved that problem. And then they invented other things that depleted the ozone less and also solved that problem, but you know. In the grand scheme of things, I think people enjoy not dying of exposure to ammonia. Also invented by the guy who invented leaded gasoline. This level's so stupid! This is the only part where I can do anything consistently. Everywhere else, I'm just up to the whims of the platform god. Because once it goes back too far, there's nothing you can do about it. You can't go back and jump on it. If it's not on the right side of the screen, it's just over. No. Come back. No. This level's where you understand every single criticism, but you still love it so much. This is a very, like, QLDC level. Okay. I think I still like it more than the golf level. Not that that means much. No. I'm glad it wasn't. But it's a very QLDC level. But every contest is QLDC. Just wait for the next VLDC. It can also be QLDC. Or whatever contest they're doing next year, I don't know. Or this year, I don't know. Nope. I just never know what's going to happen. That's the thing. Is like, I have this part kinda down. Well, that guy despawned, which is nice. No. I didn't know what to do there. That one's on me. Okay. Ah. Nothing I can do. Okay. Sometimes you get, like, infinite energy falling off there. Other times it's like, yeah, we'll move in, like, 4 years. Okay. comedy. Well, I'm going to have a lot more time tonight than I thought I would. That only took, let's say, 20 minutes. And it felt like 40 years. I did not like that level, I will be honest. Just a complete lack of control. But it is wacky and amusingly aesthetic. Let's go finish this sucker. We got, what, 2 more to go? 3 more to go? Wait, what was the number? It's like 96 exits, right? 92 exits, yeah, we only got 3 more to go. And I'm pretty sure I swept the entire area clean last time. We still have to do the peg that leads. It's not a real thing. But very real cat and pipe. This is the gate. This pipe will reject us if we can't prove ourselves. Oh, that reminds me. 50 exits, that should break the pipe shell. Alright, that reminds me, I need to come back and test that after we're done. And now, an interlude. Complete with not the manhandler, that's what I want to call it, and be a better name for it, but the wall master. I wonder if that's where Floor Master got his name from. Floor Master! Use guns! Normally I don't condone griefing, but honestly those TF2 griefing videos were fantastic. Ow. Things were going so well. Floor Master is also a stealth enemy? Oh, well that answers that question. You know, I want to say Fizbit has told me about Floor Masters. They're like just weird, they're like floor tiles that hurt you. There's also Brownie Master, which I suspect wasn't a Zelda enemy. But I think he was a different person. I don't think it was TF2 griefing. I think he might have just been a pro TF2 dude. Maybe I should pay attention to what I'm doing instead of talking about TF2. I haven't put up TF2 in a long time. I wonder if it'd still be kind of fun. I still have many a hat. Many, many a hat. I think I showed Hoaluta my TF2 backpack at last SGGQ, and he was gobsmacked. I have a lot of nice hats. And some decent festives. I kind of stopped caring about weapon skins when they added legitimate weapon skins to TF2, because, like, I just can't bring... I didn't realize those things wouldn't hurt you. I just can't bring myself to care about making my, like, knife look like it's wrapped in wrapping paper or something. Such a weird choice. Boot clouds completely harmless due to 2 generators on top of each other? Huh. I did not know that. That's kind of cool. Oh, is the other generator... Oh, Freak City, dead ahead! Is the other generator the Wall Master? Alright, here we go. We have 3 more, I guess. Word of advice. Jumping will reset all of your data. You know, it's a good thing I make saves. Gotcha. I'm gonna get the moon. I missed the whole level. I'm gonna play this. See, that's the thing. I back up my SRAM every 5 minutes. I was not worried. It could have been dangerous, but it wasn't. Cluster spread thing? Okay. Oh, you literally can't do anything but jump. Oh, that's the gag. I missed the gag entirely. Can I die? Just wanted to jump on him. Nope. Oh, funny trolls. Well, that was easy. Yeah, we're cooking. Like, I've just, like, halved my time per level. The Freak of the Freaks. Okay, I know what those are. I know what those are. I played that dark level. Wait, what? Wait, what? That was a trap, wasn't it? Was there supposed to be a message in there? It felt felt like there was supposed to be a message box. It is a trap. I need to stop doing that. It's the little, like, metal dudes from Yoshi's Island, which I ran into last time. I'm not getting the friggin' moon this time. This pair of sprites looks awfully familiar now that I think about it. Yeah, scroll speed's fast enough. I don't think I actually want to deal with that. Hey! Your quest ends here, plumber. I probably shouldn't have done that. He always goes left first. Or right first. Ow. Ah. Man, me and that, the Robotnik Chuck go way back. I forget what it was. It was a hack where it was perfectly fine whenever the ball was swinging in one direction, but god-awful if it was swinging in the other direction. Just all of the sprite tiles would just leave. There's also a CLDC entry that used that recently, and it was painful. I'm gonna choose to believe this means I need 6 hits. No, he doesn't always go left. Dang it. Mario vs. the Police had one? Yeah, it's true. I was trying to think what the earliest one of the instance I saw of that. There was a version of it that didn't quite work with SA1 due to a small bug, and I messaged Sonicu about it, and he never messaged me back. That reminds me, this is SA1. I should give the YOLO thing a shot after this. That's the one thing I haven't tested yet for my thing is trying out the YOLO version on an SA1 chip type. So yeah, in order to give people some more control, I let them override what the default strategy is for loading. So the default strategies are heuristic based, like, oh, if it's this, then I have to do this. If it's this, then I need to do this, blah, 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 blah. But after a certain point where it's like, I don't think this will break things, you're allowed to do whatever you want. And so the 3 dominant strategies are copy. It copies it to the SD card. This is pretty straightforward. It copies the SD card and boots it. That's what I do whenever I do the hack command, kinda. And then there's Delta, which only copies the parts that need to be copied. Basically, it looks at the last version of the ROM you gave it. Assuming that we know the last version of the ROM you gave it, which is kind of an important detail. Otherwise, it goes back, defaults to copy. And then there's YOLO, which is Delta, but it doesn't do a little code interlock thing to make sure things don't crash. So far, copying over seems to work well, even when you're in the level, as far as I can tell. Possibly because I'm not making big enough changes for it to matter. But I do think, like, exiting the level and coming back is not the end of the world. I think the overworld's probably a bit more stable in terms of what could possibly go wrong. Okay. That was smart. Yeah, that's the ball doing its thing. Ow! He's not a hard boss. I just need to stop doing that. Well, I got the moon. Anyway, YOLO seems to work fine on regular cards. The difference in time between the Delta and YOLO is basically immaterial. Like, it's a small amount of delay, but it's not much. It makes the screen look a bit funny because I disable interrupts, but you have to disable interrupts. You don't want to be interrupted. Long story short. I keep finding. He himself is invincible. His machine is not. Oh. Yeah, I always think about trying to jump on his head at some point. Because that's the thing you do in this boss typically, is jump on his head. Because I've played Sonic, I know how this works. Getting hungry. Had a salad today. But I bought stuff for chili, and I usually like to have like chips with my chili, so I ended up buying some chips and salsa as well, because they were there. Alright, here comes the ball. I'm gonna just take it easy. or I'll do that. Amusingly enough, the Toho meme, take it easy with the Yukuri balls, is now an official McDonald's friggin' ad in Japan. Advertising some sort of like creme brulee donut. Like seriously, McDonald's Japan gets cool stuff, and we gets like cool Toho stuff, and we get like what? We like cool. I guess actually we got a few cool things recently. Ish. I didn't mean to kick that. It gets a new collab all the time, it's true. I guess, like, the two reasonably cool McDonald's things I saw recently, they did, like, a McDonald's Land bit where they did everything with miniatures, and I do appreciate a good miniature filming. And also, I guess this was a few years back, but they made a Grimace Game Boy game. That was kind of okay. I didn't play it, but I appreciate a good adver game. I didn't even see that. This is one of my least favorite things in any Mario thing, is when I get to fight a boss, but I get to spend about 30 seconds getting to the boss again every time I die. I don't know why it bugs me so much. It just does. Oh, and I threw the shell. I hope I don't need all 5. Thought it was going to go the other way. Good old runbacks. Yeah, I mean, I don't enjoy them. It's like, I've already seen this. There's nothing here that's interesting. And eventually, I start doing worse because I gain disdain for what I'm doing. Like, I've beaten this. I'm not really paying attention to what I'm doing. It's not good. But, like, I prefer my boss fights to just be separate from levels, just in general. I don't know why people like to put them together. It does not enhance either. It's like Christian rock. You're not making Christianity better. You're making rock and roll worse. Oop. Dang it! Well, I got 3 hits at least. If it's 4 hits, that's not that bad. I was worried about seeing the 6 stars there, and it was going to require all 6 of them. Anyway. I will say it was fun working on that project, because I haven't written a substantial amount of C# in a long time. Double hit, right. Let alone C# that I'm the only one working on, because I just don't reach for C# anymore when I'm doing projects like I used to when I was in undergrad. Pretty much, I write Python nowadays, because I don't feel the need to write other things. Unless there's a very specific thing I'm aiming to do where another language suits it better. And I find myself being a little frustrated by some of the language features I was missing. Now, to be fair, because I had this idea of making this work on the Windows 98 computer, I did forego language features beyond .NET 2.0. Which is to say, most of them. But I forgot how limited 2.0 was. Like, it had good generics. Can't complain there. The regex library is acceptable. I don't really have any beef with that. Of course, in Python, I'm so lazy, I do, like, really dumb stuff with regexes. Like, I never use match. I only ever use find all. 90% of the time, I do want to find all the things, which is fair, but... Why do I do that? That was just pure greed. But it was also weird to come back into this actually like strongly statically typed language. Because I'm so used to the world where bytes and characters are the same of Python 2 and whatnot. And not worrying too much about the nature of strings and things. And having to deal with more strongly typed things. Also, like, their arrays, their default array library stuff sucks. There's no reasonable copy function to copy between arrays. And considering I'm doing a lot of nonsense with a serial port, I need to copy between byte arrays fairly often. That was dumb of me. I feel like link was the thing that ended up solving that problem, or possibly extension methods. Basically being able to say, I want this particular class to have these extra methods, but they're not really part of the vtable. It's really just syntactic sugar for a static call. The thing, of course, is, despite what some people say about syntactic sugar causing cancer of the semicolon, it's so nice. I just need to go under it. I keep thinking I can go over it. I just need to be patient. Apparently, the ceiling also kills you. But yeah, weird things I was really missing. Default arguments. Default arguments didn't exist in C# for .NET 2.0. Also, function pointers. I think you can do something with delegates. I think that's a thing, but I didn't want to deal with figuring out what to do, so I just didn't even bother. It turned out I didn't really even need them for what I was doing. They wouldn't have really made that tiny bit of the library that I wrote for myself all that much better. So. That's what I meant to do. Oh no. If I hadn't dropped that, I think that would have gone a little bit... Dropped that one shell, I think that would have gone a lot better. But yeah, I mean, you can simulate default arguments with function overloading, but it's just kind of clunky. Because really, you're not looking at different functions that really do different things. You're really just coming up with different sets of default parameters. In my case, just numbers for various USB things that need numbers. But nothing important. Boink. At least that level didn't end in a boss. If I had to fight a boss as that Mario who is not able to run very fast, that would have been painful. Okay. That was supposed to be me taking it safe. I'm not even sure what's wrong with me there. Okay. What else? What else? What else? Yeah, I'm still happy I got over... I'm now at over 400 subs on YouTube. But I did look at how long it took to go from 300 to nearly 400. It took longer than I would have expected. That was not safe. I mean, I'm not at the point where I could get anything resembling monetization. Like, I would need a lot more a fair number more watch hours. I'm somewhat close. I think I'm at like 2.4K or something out of 3 in the allotted time they need. And who knows, maybe QLDC will put that over the top. But I'd still need 500 subs for anything resembling monetization. And even then, like, I think all I can do is let people buy stickers. Not that it's a very monetizable franchise anyway. Not with Nintendo. Scheming. That hurt. Ideas of YouTuber went away years ago. It's still fun to make stuff. Oh yeah. No, I'm not aiming for that. It's more of a I have a streak going, and damn if I'm gonna break it. I think I've had an ongoing upload per day for like 3 years. And to be fair, I don't put that much work into those. I trim off the edges, I remove any place where I go to the bathroom. Previously, I didn't even, like, really do much work with the thumbnails either. For QLDC, for both CLDC and QLDC, I decided to experiment. Oh, it's that. But it is fun to make stuff. There we go. Such a stupid way to die right now. You've done well, Mario. You should join me. Together, we can expand this city into an empire. Ack. Womp. I'm here to save you, Mario. Let's get out of here. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, you do not get to shock of the kitty. Oh no! Oh, so much for the cat. Whoops. Oh, there's an orb. And a moon. Got the moon. At least we got that. Wish you could rewatch some of your own creations. Not gonna lie. Oh, fair. How you doing? Sivin. Sivine. Get this. Yeah, the poor cat, whose name I just learned is Wawa. If I learned, I mean, like, 30 minutes ago. Alright, there's a message box here. You're making a big mistake, Mario. Do not ascend. Okay. Yeah, the spleen part. Civ and civilization. Een isn't spleen. I got it. Mario, you are too late. This power is all mine. Whoop. Apparently that power makes your head pop off. I will not turn into a snake. It never helps. I wanted to know if I could spin jump on him. That felt important to me. Ow. Raise the bells. I think Deck the Halls is more festive. Was it ring that notification bell? Join the notification crew. Use the bell character on your command line for no apparent reason. I was reading the reference for the regex thing, and it was showing me all of the escapes. And I was like, bell! Wow, I haven't thought of that one specific thing in a while. Like, the bell character made a lot of sense back in the day of, like, old-ass terminals that were connected to big-ass stuff in other states. But the bell character's pretty much not useful anymore. Oh, that's what that's warning. I didn't know I wanted. Festive doesn't sound very efficient. I mean, it's not. I mean, festive's usually the opposite of efficient. Oh, I guess other news. I did get through the one big old hexagon-based puzzle from the Mystery Hunt that I wanted to solve on my own. The case of the superhero dinner party murder. It has a proper name, and it's close to that. I think I word saladed a bit, but basically, it's an inductive set of jigsaw puzzles, kind of, where you have to figure out what happened based upon people's testimonies. You end up interviewing 4 people who were on a superhero team and were getting together for one of their members' birthday party, and they hadn't been together as a group in a very long time due to creative differences in superheroing. I'm really not sure. And you have to figure out which person has which superhero name and which superhero power, as well as what they ate at the dinner. And of course, figure out how it actually happened, because it's one of those types of things. So, like, the final 3 puzzles are, 1, how it sounds like it happened. And then there was, wait, what do I think actually happened? And finally, oh, that's what happened. And it's a cute, weird thing. It did hit me towards another game that might be fun at some point. The Mystery of the Golden Idol, I think it was called. Which seems to be a similarly inductive game where you have to figure out stuff about the idol and how this all fits together jigsaw-wise. Or maybe I should just play The Return of the Obra Dinn, because I'm pretty sure that's like the progenitor of this particular genre, isn't it? Been on my list for a long time. I'd probably finish Toro Band first. Unless I'm in a mood for some narrative, then I'll play some other point-and-click adventure game. Return of the Aubergine. See, now that would actually be cool if Taskmaster did a similar thing and that was the actual title of it. You have to figure out what happened to the aubergine. Best deductions win. I don't know, maybe that's a little bit too highbrow. How you doing, Weregoose? I kind of expected him to stop for a minute. At least there's no build-up to this boss. I guess in other news, since I did spend some time trying to get the serial port working on the like NES, or the Windows 98 machine. The funny thing is, if it was a legitimate serial port, this would be easy. But because it's a USB serial port, this is hard. That procced way earlier than I thought it would. Clearly Patatas did it. I don't know, I think the picture of Greg could have done it. But it's probably Alex. Let's be honest with ourselves. I guess the closest to a thing they've done was that, they did that bit where they had everyone film themselves playing two different parts of a play, and then they composited it all together, which was funny. Basically, people had to remember lines for two characters who were cliches, and then one guy, Richard Herring, had to do all five. Or all six parts, technically, because there was a part he had that no one else ever played. Of the perverted soccer? Oh. I think it was like some sort of... It was a very silly thing, but also that character had no lines, so it didn't matter. I liked Richard Herring as a contestant. Gotta love it when they pick on one person on season long and they never catch on. Oh, so I finished the New Zealand one, season 2, and they were picking on one person the whole season long, and he knew it the whole season. That one guy, David. They gave him what I think is the cruelest single-person task I've ever seen. They handed the thing to him and said, "Untie these shoelaces." So he goes and follows the line to where it's coming from and finds, oh, there's some shoelaces in here. And then is like, oh, where did Alex go? And, yeah. Turns out Alex went to the lab where there was more shoelaces to untie. Yeah, he was there for 2 hours. Now, the key difference here, of course, is the UK version of Taskmaster, Greg would have made some excuse to not give him a point or anything. But the New Zealand one, the Taskmaster, John, is a much nicer fella than Greg in some ways. So he gave him 5 points for being tortured. Because I know if I was challenged to do that, I would have gone all Gordian knot on that. There's no way I would have actually been willing to attempt to detangle that mess. Dang it. I don't believe I've seen Patatas in a while. I've been catching up on the UK version. in a while. That's a high number of exits? Indeed it is. How you doing, Simon? This is the last exit before there's going to be something else. There's some sort of bonus for beating all of the exits as opposed to merely getting the 50 required to complete the game. I have no idea what it is yet, but I have done so. Ow. You know, I kept throwing that at the football head thinking, oh, I need to do damage, and I realized, no, that's a vine block up there. Why'd I do that? But it's okay, like I said, I got time budgeted for this. Like, quite literally, the only thing I have prepared immediately is a demo of my C3 thing, which, if I'm good at what I'm doing, will be available tomorrow. Need to finish writing the README. Need to write a little bit. I need to make the teaser video. Teaser video? Product demo. Demos video is the word I want. Because, like, I'm not showing off a game. I was also trying to find a specific teaser video I know exists, but couldn't find for the life of me. There's a really good hack made by Maxwell Hacks called, like, Legend of Zelda Link to the Past, or something or other. But it's a really, really well-done hack with fascinating stuff. Maxwell Hacks is a gifted hacker whose work you don't see very often. He's made 3 hacks. Zayabalis World, the Zelda one I just mentioned, which is a Mario hack where you are Zelda, and Gartachito World, which I insisted at one point was called Guard the Cheeto. Gartachito means something in Spanish, because the guy is either... It's Spanish or Portuguese. It means something in one of the Romance languages I don't speak any of. Really. Desi has played through both of them. I played through Zayabalis and the Zelda one, which are both very good. But for the Zelda one, he made a little, like, VHS, and put it on a VHS, a little trailer, the kind you'd get at, like, KB Toys or what have you, just showing off. And my favorite part is, Quattro Megas! And instead of Mode Zero! And it does use Mode Zero. It's not a very commonly used mode. If you want more parallax for your buck, that's what you do, is you use Mode Zero. That comes with the constraint of you only get 2 bits per tile of color. If I jumped off the screen, I would have been safe. I might actually have to do polling. Polling place. They got real political in that one. Poll night. Not polite to say no to poll night. Ring Thrust. That's the first of their albums. It's their first English-speaking album, and the only one that doesn't use the word poll. Okay, cool. Not dead yet. Legend of Zelda hack? You randomly played that and you're like, oh, it's fantastic. There's a couple of bosses that are a little bit annoying, like the boss that's in the water palace. And the game is a little weirdly paced with these very long palace sections. But regardless, like, it's just impressive. The Mode 7 bosses, like, just stuff you don't see in Mario hacks. And then you look at the date it came out, and it was like 2020. Like, even now, you don't really see people making, like, really fancy Mode 7 bosses. You see, like, good Bowsers and stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, there are legitimately excellent... Alright, well, that wasn't smart. Legitimately excellent bosses out there. Like, Daizo makes a bunch of them. But you don't see very many people doing the Mode 7 boss thing, which was more of an SNES, like an NES or an SNES classic thing to do. Or even like tile-based bosses. Not like tiles Mario World, but tiles. Like, I'm going to use a layer to render the better part of this boss's body. Which was a huge thing in basically every game ever. Like, you only get so many tiles to work with. And you only have so many sprite tiles to work with, too. Whoops. And so if you can offload some of that pain to maybe layer 3 or layer 2, then you could be doing better. And I mean, on the NES, it was basically required if you wanted to have any boss that was of a reasonable size. Because you just didn't have the sprite tiles. But you did have the tiles, provided you were willing to have a black background. Like, basically every big Mega Man boss, like the orange demon, yellow demon, whatever actual color he is. Completely made of background tiles, except when he was moving across the screen. The big old derpy dragon in Mega Man as well. I'm getting better at this section. I hope this isn't a very long level. Oracle of Seasons has a good one. Wasn't Oracle of Seasons a lot, like, later? What am I thinking of? Is Oracle of Seasons that's a Game Boy one? Or... It's like the Game Boy Advance had its own way of doing this kind of thing that wasn't really background-based. Explaining how renderers work past a certain point gets complicated because, like... Oh, Game Boy Color, okay. Then I most definitely did not play that one. The only game... One of the few Zelda games I've played a lot of, but haven't beaten, was the one where he meets the Windfish, who tells him to play music. And you have to go get all the music for... You gotta get all the music for the Windfish. The Woodwind Fish, that's it. I think it's called Zelda's Musical Adventure. Or Link gets instruments for a big fish. One or the other. I didn't think that through, but that worked out really well. Hello. Midway! Yes! I'm out of one purgatory into another. I love purgatories. You're in the way. Well. Not a midway! No! That sucks! This is terrible. Everything is awful. Link's Awakening. Ah, that's it, right. Now, I've only ever beaten 2 Zelda games. Zelda 2 and Link to the Past. Both on stream. Beat Link to the Past many, many years ago. I probably should go back, because I don't really remember anything. I'm disappointed that wasn't a midway. Like, the star was a midway everywhere else in the game. I love Phanto. It was so fun. For a big shining moment, I got to do something different. Okay. Throws. Oh, right. To signify a mushroom, yeah. It happens. I got bamboozled. Won't be the first time. Definitely won't be the last. Oh, man. But yeah, I never played any of the 3D Zeldas for more than like a minute. For the longest time, the only Zelda game I'd ever played was Wand of Gamelon. there was a kiosk set up to show off a CDI at a place called Service Merchandise, which I don't think exists anymore, but think of it like a prototype IKEA. It was very much like a prototype IKEA. Like, they had a big warehouse, and instead of picking items off the shelf or whatever, you would collect a bunch of slips of paper, or you'd write it down, what you wanted, and at the end, you would go and... Was Wand of Gamelon? Maybe it wasn't Wand of Gamelon. No, it's the one... I think it's Faces of Evil, because I think I was playing as Link instead of Zelda. But yeah, they had a CDI set up at one point when I was there, and as a kid, we were buying like office furniture or something. There wasn't a whole lot for me to do. But the cool part about it was they had a conveyor belt where all of the stuff would come down. So like they had a bunch of people in the back like picking up stuff and putting it on the conveyor belt to come on down so you could pick it up. And as a kid, I thought that was really cool because I thought conveyor belts were cool. To be fair, I still kind of think conveyor belts are cool. There's a non-trivial number of people out there who have the same sort of opinion, which is why games like Factorio and Infinifactory, and apparently Arknights now. I didn't see that coming. I still don't actually know what Arknights is about. I just know it's relatively popular amongst certain sets. It's like Blue Archive. Like, I know it's a popular game, I just don't think I've ever actually met anyone who plays it. In fact, the only person I know who plays Genshin Impact, I know that's relatively popular, is my sister. It's just the aged thing. Like, why would I play a gacha type game that take way too much time and effort? Right, gotta get... where was it? Arknights has good music. Don't know anything about it. I didn't know anything about it either until Let's Game It Out, one of my favorite YouTubers who only posts things rarely. Basically, the dude is an uber sadistic video game tester. So if you put a sim game in front of him or any sort of factory game in front of him, he will build something that is truly and utterly atrocious that will tax the limits of your system. And if you give him the option to do something in an incredibly stupid way, he will do it that way. And he demonstrates this with building it and over YouTube. It's something I love. It's very silly. I want to say I learned about it from my little brother, but I may have learned about it from Twitch. Yeah, the only thing I learned about Arknights in terms of, like, plot or something is that the protagonists wear, like, eye masks for some reason. He skipped over all the plot part in that video, so I have legitimately no idea what's going on in that game to care. Oh, I thought I brought that lower. So many auto-scrollers in such a short period of time. Like, this area alone has, like, what was it, 3? Because you have the one before the boss. You got the fruit thing. Fruit level. And you got this one. So 3 auto-scrollers in a very short period of time. Reminds me a bit of, like, that one area of Jump that's, like, half auto-scrollers. Like, quite literally, you do an auto-scroller, and then there's another auto-scroller. And then there's the Green Switch Palace, which... I do like. It's a good puzzle. It's just very long. Morsel made a very lengthy thing there. Maybe one day we'll solve the mystery of, is Morsel actually French? You learn to love autoscrollers? I do not. I find autoscrollers to be kind of the same kind of problem I had before bosses. Like, I start to have a certain amount of disdain for the autoscroller itself. And start doing dumb things because it's so much waiting and wasted time. There's no... This is your propaganda. It's not working. I am, in fact, immune to your propaganda, despite what Garfield may say. I actually watched some Garfield and Friends recently. when I posted my going live, because I really only post going live messages for when I'm doing something terribly interesting, I guess, to like social media. I don't know what I'm doing here. I used the line, in spite of popular demand, here's more QLDC judging, which I stole verbatim from Garfield and Friends. Garfield and Friends would have basically 3 different larger cartoons. Think about like 8-minute cartoons, glued together with a couple small ones in the middle they called quickies. So you have a Garfield cartoon, a Barnyard USA thing for some reason. Not sure what if anyone ever really liked Barnyard USA, but I guess Jim Davis did. And then you would get... I don't know why I did that. And then you get these little quickies, which may or may not involve characters from either. And a running gag they had was Screaming with Binky. It's the part of the show where Binky comes out and screams. Binky is a clown. Not metaphorically, just literally. He's like very much a takeoff of like Bozo the Clown. He's a television clown who is beloved by children and disliked by Garfield for some reason. But anyway, he always comes by and yells, "Hey, something!" Frequently, "Hey, cat!" And so the Screaming with Binky episodes, little shorts, tend to go more or less describing a dramatic event, such as, this guy has been studying the facets of the Klockman diamond for the last 30 years and is about to make a single strike on it. Any lapse in his concentration, and the Klockman diamond will collapse uselessly into dust. But if he succeeds, he will split it into 2 diamonds that will exceed the worth of the original. And of course, as he right about to do this, he yells, "Hey, diamond cutter!" Which, of course, makes it turn into dust. The best one, I think, without a doubt, is when they're talking to the cartoonist that draws Garfield, which is really funny. I think it's probably a very much inside joke between the cartoonists, but I have no problem with that. Because they talk about a specific guy with a steady hand and steady eye. He's drawing Garfield, and he comes out and goes, "Hey, cartoonist!" And, of course, the cartoonist freaks out and starts scribbling everywhere. And the payoff for this, of course, is that Garfield is now rendered into a bit of a... Why don't I do that? That's so much easier. That was not so much easier. Being off cycle with this hurts. Anyway. But there's like a bunch of those, like a sandcastle making guy and a few others. I think there's like 17 on YouTube, but I don't know how many legitimately there are in the entirety of the series. They'd occasionally do 2-parters, like 2 Garfield parters, but not very often. The only one I remember was there was one where they were going to go, they went to the store and were going to we're gonna buy frozen yogurt or something, and they both Garfield and John came to the same conclusion that, at these prices we could just make our own, and so they make a bunch, and unfortunately, it's too much. Or wait, no, he buys John ends up buying a yogurt maker from a door-to-door salesman. Also, Garfield somehow ends up in the wrong cartoon. It ends up with, like, Transformers and superheroes. And then has to try and find his way home, which is kind of funny. But the entire point of that, really, is that one of the superheroes he gets saddled with is a guy who has the power to control cottage cheese. That's it, just cottage cheese. And of course, they're clowning on him in the Aquaman style of being completely useless next to the giant friggin' robot and everything else. And at the end of the episode, John's house is flooded with yogurt. I might be getting 2 different episodes mixed up. Anyway, John's house is flooded with yogurt. And Garfield asks the guy if he can control other dairy products with his mind. He's like, "I don't know, never tried." And of course it works on the yogurt, which solves the problem, because the yogurt has infested the entire house. Anyway, well, thank you for coming to my TED Talk about Garfield and Friends. Honestly, Garfield and Friends was a surprisingly decent TV show for the Saturday morning cartoon era. It was on CBS for a long time. And I think it still holds up decently. the animation quality is pretty decent. The thing about Garfield is, nowadays when you think about Garfield, you might think about, like, Garfield without Garfield, or some other, like, more postmodern construction. But there was a brief period of time where Garfield was not an indication of a lack of quality. Where, like, people thought Garfield goods were actually good. Like, some of the TV set specials were pretty good, like the Thanksgiving one. That was off my kilter. The Thanksgiving one's pretty good. The Halloween one's surprisingly good. Like, it's not Peanuts. Like, it's hard to beat, like, some of the Peanuts stuff, but... I wonder how much further... I mean, the power... It went from being jubilant that I got the midway to dreading the fact that now I get a power-up, which probably just means this is going to be a much longer section than I thought. I also don't know if I need all the kitty coins. It's fairly long. Oh, goody. Oh, goody. Garfield books were most coveted. Christmas? Oh, does Garfield do a Christmas one? How you doing, Fistbit? Just like the song in the Garfield Halloween one. He decides to be a pirate for some reason. Mushrooms about 1/3. I'm going to be here for hours. I'm gonna be here for hours. Good old-fashioned Christmas down on the farm. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Something about the road trip there is also funny. Actually, you know what? The common thread between the Thanksgiving one and the Christmas one is really easy to point out here. It's that John's grandma shows up, and she is both insane and awesome. It's like in the Thanksgiving one, John invites the veterinarian to come over to for like a Thanksgiving date. It's like, come over, I'm making Thanksgiving dinner, it's gonna be great. And of course, between Garfield being Garfield and John being John, he somehow manages to ruin it. I think he puts the turkey in the dishwasher, and at the point he realizes he's ruined it, he calls his grandma, and she comes by and basically fixes everything. Which is pretty funny. And she, like, rides a chopper and everything. An amusing, odd character for a relatively normal show. Should have waited half a second. Oh, whoops. Oh, crap. I got too focused on all of the other things and not the other most important thing, the football man who was going to break my face. Football man figure. Oh! That was a good time for a jump scare. Hello, raiders and people. Oh, I'm doing a long auto-scroller, and that threw off my groove. We'll see if I can recover my groove. I could not recover my groove. What's up, Memory Lane? Thank you for the raid. How's the stream? What we up to? Hope it was something fun. Right now, we're in the Freak City, but we're at the very top of it, so... Escape is in sight. It's just not very close to in sight, because I'm not even getting a third of the way up this platform. Nightmare. No! I thought it was a little bit taller than it is. Just so slow. Ow! I thought it was further over. Beat Spelunky. Oh, nice. Congrats. Then played this for a bit. This hack is pretty great. Yeah, it has its moments. There's some parts that I like, and there's some parts I do not care for that I've dealt with this evening. There was one level in particular where it's just kind of clown shoes, and whether or not you win is basically a form of gambling. And then there's this long auto-scroller. At least I'm making some progress on that. Wait, what? No! It's further up. It's further up than I think. Why do I even try that? That reminds me I should do this before I forget. But yeah, this is the last level, I think. Unless there's a bonus zone, in which case, heaven help me. Don't usually do this at the very bottom. Beautiful. Okay, off to the right a little bit. There's a ceiling there. Maybe I should stand around there and dodge for a minute so I can have at least a little bit of latitude to play around with. He's just way too close up at the top. Ducking doesn't do anything in this game. I don't know why I do it. Right, I've just made my life harder for me. Maybe being in the middle there would be better. Anyway, we're just talking about Garfield and Friends, which means I literally am talking about nothing. It was kind of funny. Garfield and Friends, I think it went on for a fair number of seasons. Went through a few different revisions of its theme song, and the last one before it was canceled, and I think the concept of Saturday morning cartoons were largely canceled, was rapping. Garfield shouldn't rap. Not out of any sense of, like, this is bad for people, but just like it's just not a thing you need Garfield doing. It's just kind of weird. I don't even think it quite got, like, the level of endearment that, say, like, the... Oh, what's the name of that? The DK rap has. Because people actually kind of like the DK rap, I think. That was a... Oh, you! A whimsical day? It was pretty reasonable. I mean, I wouldn't say it was whimsical. I mostly tooled on some USB to SNES stuff. It was nice to be working on a project. How you doing, sir? I did also do some Windows 98ing, which I guess was nice. That's kind of whimsical in a way, in a certain very commercial way. How long can Pat keep this? Do we get to see another part of the stage? No, not really. Like when Chucky is dead, but otherwise do not like the DK rap. And there's Chunky. He's dead. DK. Chunky's dead. Oh, DK. Now the song is over. And just so you know, you shoot anyone shoots anyone with a gun, it's gonna hurt. That doesn't make you special, that's just how guns work. Keep forgetting baiting him to the right there is the wrong move. Alright. Dang it! This is technically a PB at this point. It's funny you say Saturday morning cartoons were dead by the time Garfield and Friends went off the air because you grew up watching Saturday morning cartoons entirely after that era. Like the DK64 rando ports because the lines in the top. It uses that. Oh, that's awesome. When I say Saturday morning cartoons, I think that we were still watching them on CBS or NBC. Because when I think of Saturday morning cartoons in that era, it was the publicly broadcast stations. It's not to say there weren't cartoons available Saturday mornings, but like that wasn't no longer the time that cartoons were, if that makes sense. Like that was when cartoons were. That's when cartoons were when my parents were children. Kids WB, which is practically not fair. But yeah, with Nickelodeon and other things, the notion of cartoons pretty much being solely the domain of Saturday mornings. And also, I guess maybe I could even say the era ended before I was grown up, because there was the Walt Disney afternoons when they did DuckTales and things. Kids WB? WB was a newer station. Like, when I think again, I'm thinking of, like, my parents' era. There was NBC, CBS, and I don't think WB was the other one. Also, we didn't get that one as kids, not until much later in life. I made a hash of this. Not yet. Okay. It's good to know there's going to be fire there. Not jump into the fire. That was the end! We've seen the end! Well, we've seen a door. I don't know if it's the end, actually, but we've seen a door. That makes things better. Cartoons was a before-after-school thing, not till Saturday? Yeah, exactly. Them and Fox were the only ones in the game? Yeah. Kids though, you had some quality Saturday morning cartoons in the 90s. I believe it. I just don't remember what they were. I think children would sleep in and there was a checkpoint. That's good enough. I will take that. This is not as bad as I think it is. I just need to play this the second half a little bit better. Something, 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 Stacy. I'd also like to hold on to my power-up for more than a minute. Well, like 10 seconds. Why didn't he fire anything? You were supposed to fire! Why didn't you fire? Get out of here! See how you like flying a desk. I need a pilot, not a human dribble glass. If you've ever seen Sewer Shark, that was a Sega CD game. You know, kind of a rail shootery thing with some absolutely insane FMVs. And a guy you'd be forgiven for mistaking him for a budget Danny DeVito as the bad guy, whose name is meticulously on the nose, Stenchler. Well, Batman. I vaguely remember Batman, but that was way later. Anyway, there comes a point in the game where there's an FMV, and the guy says, "Okay, now fire!" And if you don't press the fire button when he says this, because you're in an FMV, you don't expect to need to do anything. It drops you into a different FMV where he berates you. I need a pilot, not a human dribble glass. And then the game ends. That's game over. You just messed it. It's done. I watched Fistbit get to that point, not fire, and just started pointing at him and laughing because he didn't know that was going to happen. I think it lets you play from the last stage. It's not like a complete and utter wipe, but it's still not very nice. It's the kind of thing you shouldn't include in your game. One of those, only the devs think this is funny. Class of japes. Hey, I got my power up. That's kind of cool. Okay. Downside of being big, twice the hitbox. Oh! I like higher up power up states because you're still small Mario, but you get to take 2 hits. Do you think the 3DO version of Sewer Shark is significantly different, Fistbit? Like, I imagine the video quality has to be better, since Sega CD basically had a postage stamp resolution. Duck jump? Maybe I should just do that. That would be smart. I'm just looking forward to the checkpoint. That's what I'm looking forward to. It always heartens me. Much better video? Yeah. See, that's one of those you think that eventually find, like, some of the original stuff and try and do a remaster. Like, I know Phantasmagoria, they found tapes. Phantasmagoria 2, I mean. And we're thinking about doing some sort of, like, remaster. I know you would, but you're one of, like, the 4 people who actually like Sewer Shark. Outside of watching the FMVs. Oh, I'm way too close. Oh, and I'm right, I don't want him over there. Now we have to wait the cycle. What killed me? I'm not actually sure what killed me there. Must have been a fireball, I just didn't see. Must have spawned on top of me. 6, 3, 9, or 6, 7? Anyway, speaking of pointless nostalgia, I did do some minor work with the Windows 98 machine. I finally have found and have demonstrated that it can in fact play an ancient Flash game that I had been unable to find any trace of on the internet until I found trace of it on the internet recently. And by that I mean I looked in archive.org and finally found the thing I was looking for in a Russian magazine. A Russian gaming magazine, but a Russian magazine nonetheless. They had a two-page spread about web games. At least I think that's what it was. And I found the string I was looking for on there. And things finally made sense. Since I often thought, so what I initially thought was, all I knew was the subtitle of the game, which was Enter the Fridge. Turns out Enter the Fridge is a very common substring. But I eventually looked it up and found the thing I was looking for. Previously, when I looked this up, I could at least find references to, like, advertising periodicals that would talk about their viral advertising attempts in the 1990s. And given that the archive.org pages for this are only from the year 1998, it's probably a pretty good sign. I just remember it was one of the first Flash games I played when I finally had a computer of my own, shortly around when Windows 98 came out, so I had at least a time frame. Because I wasn't using a legit version of Windows 98. My mother worked at Microsoft at the time and had borrowed a Build Lab CD, but it was so close to release that I don't think it was substantially different. And it wasn't stamped with anything in particular that would tell you it was unlegit. Didn't matter too much. I think I had to do a flatten and reinstall later. But the point was that there was this what I remembered is you were a fridge that was like on a surfboard and then on a skateboard, and you would like knock people around by opening the door. And the subtitle, enter the fridge. That's. But I found the website. It exists. The Flash game is backed up on archive.org, so it is playable on Windows 98. It thinks it needs a different version of Shockwave, but it works. So I might look into getting the version of Shockwave it wants, because installers still exist for these things. But it works! So I'm pretty happy so far. And then at some point, I'll see about trying to wrap those up and put them in Flashpoint when I learn how you put things in Flashpoint. Because I still don't know how you put things in Flashpoint. But it would probably be better if it was in Flashpoint. Maybe it is in Flashpoint already and I didn't know. I might have to look into this. Oh. For the benefits of anyone who doesn't know what Flashpoint is, it's a project to back up Flash, Shockwave, and other such browser-based games before they disappear into the ether forever. And so it comes with the runtimes needed to deal with some of these particular programs. I don't know if it ships with, like, a Java applet player, but I was reminded visiting the website, because it's a Pepsi website for this, they have, like, a chat room. Also, everybody there was excited about the Spice Girls for some reason. Like, you can see the old message board, and quite literally the Spice Girls were one of the, like, headline areas of the website. Brought in a lovely picture of the Spice Girls. Still one of my favorite prize tasks of all time. They were huge. It's just I didn't know they had a thing with Pepsi at the time. And this was the British version of Pepsi, so it would at least make a little more sense that the Spice Girls were involved. But I've heard enough of Wannabe to last me a lifetime. I had 3 sisters, at least 2 of which were the age to really appreciate the Spice Girls when the Spice Girls were big. My older sister did not. She preferred warbly country music. Thankfully, I don't drive with her that much. I was gonna say she listens more to just, like, 80s music now, but that's not true anymore. She listens to whatever music her kid wants to listen to. There was a lot of Rihanna's Umbrella for a good chunk of his life, given that his life isn't that long yet. He'd be like, I want to listen to Ella, Ella. Or just go, Ella, Ella. He's gotten more articulate since then. Okay. Should have waited just a... Oh, wait. I thought it would work. Alright, well that's a PB, a big PB at least. Radio on the last decade, so you find a lot of songs in that way. Yeah, I used to have a radio too, but I don't listen to the radio anymore unless I'm in my car, and then I listen to the dad rock stations. Or see if NPR has something tolerable to listen to, which it often does not. NPR's stories are a little over-targeted for me. But I still end up listening to our drive time DJs every once in a while. The Men's Room. Which, as far as I can tell, is still on the air, and they still have a collaboration beer with one of the local-ish breweries. I think Lichian's sold out. I actually ran into one of those guys at some point. Was at a bar. Oh, hey. I'm not dead. End up talking about the place of radio in the future. I was less optimistic than he was. It's like, people don't listen to radio except they're in their car. Like, why would I listen to the radio? I have all these other options. That was like 8 years ago. Or something, I forget. It's been a long time. No, my timing was slightly off. Oh. I thought I was safe. Out or safe. Or just not safe. Oh, man. This is so slow. Okay. Oh, I was hoping to bait his movement, not that. Oh! Anyway. Now, I usually just listen to books in my car or give someone a call if I'm driving somewhere. I haven't driven anywhere since the 31st. Went to Costco to buy Costco goods, including but not limited to a chicken. Sometimes you just need chicken. Oh. Been working my way through them. Ate the Beecher's mac and cheese. Did not expect it to be one gigantic plate of mac and cheese, which was nice enough, but I kind of would have liked more than one package given the size of the package. Internal package, I mean. But it's Costco. You never quite know what you're going to get. You're just going to get a lot of it. That's pretty much how Costco works. Walking lightly, that's cold. It's good for you. I've been lazy about walking. I think last good walk I had... Oh man, when was that? Walked home from something. Went downtown to do a thing. It might have been when me and Fispit went to Westland and I walked pretty much all the way back to downtown Seattle to go play some pinball. I found out that Jupiter had an Embryon machine, which was one of the machines that was at GDQ. And I wanted to give it a shot, but that machine's different, like significantly different. You get to keep some of your progress when you drain a ball, which is different. The only progress you got to keep in the embryonic QLDC, AGDQ, was the letters you'd earned. So not much, considering the letters are in for like a multi-ball, but the multi-ball itself isn't very good, which is unfortunate. Because like multi-balls are fun and exciting, but this is an old school machine, and so the multi-ball is hard to get and not terribly great because there's no ball save time. But anyway, the one at Jupiter saves your progress on the green middle shots, which is really interesting to me. Because I found that like starting with those can be useful, but mostly for the purposes of adding just a little more score when your ball's kind of roaming around the board. Because on the way down, you'd have to hit the pads that those the green pads on the way down. The other key difference is this one has a 7 number display, and the one at GDQ was only 6. Which I thought I could roll Embryon at GDQ. I got close. I think I got to like 80. Or 800 million, but didn't quite make it. I would like to roll the machine one day. Though I feel it will probably happen and I'll be like, oh. Just not even notice. Like, first time I played Stars in a long time, I was at a pinball place late at night. And, started a game with a few regulars there. And got, like, on my first ball, 600,000. I think it's a 6-digit machine. Star's a fun one. It's mostly about hitting a couple of pads on the machine and then ripping the spinners, and it has a great spinner noise. There's more of them now than I thought in the past. There's one at Adaball now, and there's one at Icebox. Icebox has one sitting in the classic games room. Icebox is a weird friggin' arcade, let me tell you that. You walk in the main door, but that's only a fraction of the games. Like, that's where all the arcade games are, sure. And most of the pinball games, all the modern ones. Well, except for the ones that are not in that room. Then a different door that is not the same building, really, to your left, is the classic pinball room. And if you walk up some steel scaffolding stairs, one more bit, you end up in the extra pinball room, where there's like Tron and Jurassic Park, and a few other old ones. I want to say Lizard Wizard's in there. But it's one of those, like, why does this extra little room exist? Where did this extra little room come from? Because there was a while when I was trying to find a specific machine, I went to Icebox to play it, and I could not find it, and it turned out, oh yeah, it was in that little room back there. Ow. It's also the only place in Seattle that's got the Harry Potter machine. But they also have a note that they'll be donating a large chunk of the proceeds to specific trans charity. Which one it is, it's eluding me, but I only played it a couple times and didn't read the placard all that hard. Just like, oh yeah, they have it. Very weird to have it, because they do like drag stuff. Very surprised they'd have Harry Potter there, but here we are. Seems like an okay machine, I'm just not putting in the time to figure out exactly how to play it. Very complicated, lots of weird ramps. I will say that, like, the Quidditch part is kind of cute. Like, you have a very tiny upper playfield, and I do like a tiny upper playfield from time to time. But that's about all I can say about what it is. I think there's like 7 different modes, one for each of the books. You do all of them, you probably have a wizard mode. I'd be more excited to play... I guess it's not. Is that Barrels of Fun that did the other one? Of the newer machines that have come out that I haven't played, I still want to play the Winchester Mystery House. Because what a theme! I'm certain it came for cheap, because it's the Winchester Mystery House. You know, it's not exactly, you know, Pokemon. Went to Costco, because the forecast had 3 days of snow in it. The forecast was very wrong. Yep. Alas. I mean, you don't need an excuse to go to Costco. I assume that's just your normal Saturday thing to do. I just assume you're at Costco all the time. Fistbit would live at the Costco if he could. And he can! If he moves to LA, where in this particular Costco in LA, you could live on top of the Costco. They're trying to get around a bunch of zoning laws. Irritating zoning laws. They're like, if we make it a multi-use building, we can have a Costco here. Alright, let's do it. Zoning laws, be crazy. Did confirm the thing you fought Costco on had no longer sales tax. Congratulations, you have stuck it to the man. The man being Costco, the Costco man. Who's a bit like the Banana Man and nothing like the Flan Man. Arguably somewhat like the Candy Man in that they can, but not entirely the same thing. bang got me. Not what I meant to do. Okay. I want to move over here. Then move over here. And then fail the series of jumps I'm attempting to do. I'm not dead. Somehow. I'm still not dead somehow. There we... Wait, oh, there was a message box there! Crap! Alright, I'm gonna cheat my way back when I do that again, to see what's in the box. I didn't see the message box, I was just too busy doing that. I cannot let you near her. This power belongs to me. I am everlasting. I will put you down for the sake of my empire. Alright, what now? What is happening? What? Why did the bot... I guess I just get bricks? What is going on? Alright. I get this. This makes sense to me, I think. I just spawn bricks magically now. I think that propped him up. Maybe I need to stay on one side. Okay. Oh, that's what killed me. Okay. Now he does that. Okay. He recovers pretty quick. Hopefully he only takes 3 hits. Missed it. Well, it doesn't matter if it says that or not. I need to still see the box work. It's an important detail. That was so much easier. So much easier than the climb. Hey, the cat's free. Hooray, cat. You did it! You saved me! We can both go home now. Wait a second. Oh no! A click. Oh no! This place is gonna blow! Let's get out of here! And we now run away. Run away! As we go away on our little cloud. And the floating palace is destroyed. Chuck sheds a mighty tear for what could have been. It's a good ending. I like it. He was a load-bearing Chuck. Well, we recovered all of the rocks, which I think was the goal of the entire thing. Thanks to the GGs. How you doing, New Pointless? Oh, there's plot. With the tyrant Lord Chuck's plan foiled once again and for all, the island began to shake. The so-called freaks disband and continue their lives without a lord to rule them. The pipes, without a reason to exist, retreat back into the ground, and those who entered them, through them, return to their own worlds. Mario and Wawa, who is the cat, return to the village one last time before they return to their worlds. S tier indeed. Alright, I'll take it. What's sad is an hour of that was just me climbing the tower and talking about nothing in particular. A hack by Boosius, who also has a boo. Original game by Nintendo. For a full list of resources, credits, and special thanks, please check out the enclosed TXT file. which I have. It exists, and it is quite extensive. It is a well-made credits file, which means it passes the checklist. The moderating checklist. Thank you so much for playing my hack. You know, I don't know why people don't just use the credits more often. I like the credits. They work fine. Whenever people, like, make special fancy credits, and then you can't read them because they scroll too fast, and they're horizontal and, like, don't fit on the screen. You can't read all of Yoshi Cookie Zeus's name in one go because it's too big. Oh, hey, we got all the Chaos Emeralds. Didn't see that coming. Huh. Didn't realize that was the goal of this, was to get the Chaos Emeralds. Look at that excited cat. Alright. Quite large? Yes, very. Given everything else has changed, we have to do 2 more things before we're truly done. Well, 3 more things. We're going to check out the end of this, because if the end is changed. So the goal is to save the cat. It's true. I gave my brother Bad Rats for Christmas. I don't regret it. It's not a good game. He can't even play it. He has a Mac, but he gets Bad Rats anyway. Everybody gets Bad Rats. That's the point of Bad Rats. Vanilla credits are scary, and just shoving the tiles into maps seems easy. Really? I'm surprised the vanilla credits are scary, because, like, they seem easy to extract. But maybe or easy to mess with in vanilla or Lunar Magic, but maybe that's just me. I'm not a Lunar Magician by any account. Whatever people, like, I rate someone's like, oh, this guy, he's such a great Mario hack. I'm like, kinda. Not in the context it's actually useful here. But Maxing credits are tedious. It's better to type text into an ASM file. See, now me and Max are on the same wavelength here. I'm fine with that. If you know how to edit them, you would. Oh, these? This is easy. They're just striped tiles. Like, this is pretty easy. I figured this out years ago. I have code to change them. I think there is, like, a tool to change them, but my thing makes some bad assumptions about allocations, so if ever the Halloween stuff is on, it causes the game to crash when you reach this part of the credits. One of those, like, this really shouldn't be that hard. I think it uses longer pointers. You could relocate them. It's not a humongous chunk, and it's mostly left alone. I think it's in one of the earlier banks, too. So, like, reclaiming that space would be kind of good. I do like how Wendy and Lemmy have been replaced with Chucks. The end. That's why we waited, so we could see the cat, and the Chuck helmet, and the winking Mario. Good thing I didn't play the bonus? I have to play the bonus. What's the bonus? Oh, that turns it on? Oh, no, it's not an issue with this current setup. It's with a different setup where it actually replaces them. Alright, quick test here we have to do. Because we need to see if the pipe rejects me. And then the bonus is something I need to go see too. Oh, the bonus, and go check out what the message box is. Yeah, no, it only matters if I'm doing chat hacks, and that's when I replace the characters with chatters, or the enemies with chatters. Such as the amazing flying ASM Magician Max. I think this level's short. I don't think that was a good use of my resources. Swim better, Pokey, or fish. Fish better. It'd be so much easier if I had a Yoshi for one of the jumps. L. Or backwards L. No, forwards L. I did it! I got the parade! That never happens. Oh, so exciting. Should be a master. Oh no, I'm just gonna cheat my way straight up. I'm gonna cheat my way straight up there. Oh, we have to go to Mystery Village too. Seems fine. Probably would have been good to read some of this to remember how this worked. But this is where the... Oh wait, I just need to go through the pipe. 80... Oh, 80 exits. This is where the bonus is. Okay, so we'll come back to that. I have to do something there to get access to the rest of the world. Okay. At least I know where the bonus thing is now. Just have to figure out where it is. Can't go down the pipe. It just puts me back where I was. How do I complete this? I don't want to have to read. I was elected to lead, not read. Alright, fine, we'll read. Kirsten jumped in. I had to run away back. I'd forgotten about the plot because it happened so long ago. See that moon up there? It is pretty cool. Is this it? No. Chimney? Thank you. Just gotta find a chimney. Right, it takes you to this area. I don't know if I did this one. Hi Mario, welcome to my secret base, away from all those freaks. I'll try my best to help you on your journey, so good luck out there. I do like the Freak City room. It's a nice room. There's no way that's the actual name of that level. Oh, right, we need to go to the pipe. The pipe is the thing. That's the first thing, and then we go load up the other file, go to the ascent, and then we will do the bonus thing. Also, does the bonus thing... What does it do? Oh, it just rejects me. That's fine. Yep. Does the bonus thing have an extra level exit? Because the stated way we handle level exits is that we always take the last... When you've completed the game, we take the number on the screen. The number on the screen now is... Oh, it is the final... Okay, cool. Load always. Oh, there was a mushroom here. Got the mushroom once, then never again. I could have start selected and had a mushroom. I mean, I wasn't going to do it, but I could have. Anyway, we're just going to go up. Wee cape. I still need this. Getting hit less than I thought I would. So the matter just got hit. You've already fixed that in 1.1? Okay. Alright, well here's the thing, is that for 1.0, I probably should accept it with the correct, or the stated number of exits. What's up, Groovy Gadget? Actually, you fixed what? What thing did you fix? Just to be clear. Well, that's not good. Get up there! Through the permeable surface. Okay. Boy, did I take less time. Final advice, hold out your hand to be rewarded in the final trial. Yeah, I did not need that advice at all. I did not need that advice. Oh, hey, there was a moon up there. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Oh, the mushroom thing? Gotcha, okay. Alright, let's unload that. 19-0. Probably doesn't matter. There's probably counter break on. But it's what we do. Playing Breath of the Wild, nice. Just what we always do. Okay, let's go do the bonusy thing. I wonder if the bonusy thing is going to cause me severe pain. Off to the Mystery Village. Boing. Alright, what are we doing? How's this gonna work? Pleasant. Very purple. Off we go. Oh, this is just a spot where I can go back. Alright. The Fortress of Howling Winds. We're banishing Mario to the land of wind and ghosts. 6 rooms, 3 choices. See you at the end. Oh no! Oh no! No, not one of these. Yeah, okay. One of these. So, normally, I actually like these. When I'm a moderator, I don't love these. Where was the other choice, though? There's checkpoint. That's not the problem. That's not the problem at all. The problem is I need to see everything. Overworld barely shows up. I mean, I don't even see it. It's just it was a black void to me. Like I said, it's not the checkpoints I'm worried about. It's the fact that I'm going to need to do... I need to beat every room. Checkpoints might, in fact, be an impediment. Like, I was thinking, oh, I'll be done with this. Maybe I'll have... I was looking at the time, like, oh, the bonus thing, it can't be that much, right? And then I was like, oh, maybe I'll do a Toho... Slay the Toho run. No. No, we're doing this. We're doing this. We're committed. Alright, the things that throw the Doritos. Oh, it's the cheese room. I finally realized what I was looking at. This room is dangerously cheesy. I need a Dorito. Could you throw a better Dorito, please? Alright, well, that's the best Dorito I'm getting. Ah, that's not a good Dorito. Little flashback deal. I kind of get it. It's a pretty classic combination. Okay, so... Oh! 6 rooms, 3 choices. Wait, can I read the outside message? I want to double check that. I can't read it again. Does it mean there's 6 total rooms? Or there are 6 hub rooms? That's the big question. I really love the double hit thing. Yeah, okay. Wait, yes to which? Three hubs, 2 choices. Okay, good. I was worried I was missing a third possible choice. Like, somehow the Amazing Flying Hammer Brother was involved in a choice. In Jump, I want to say the OG Jump, there was a castle like that. The one right before the climax. Where you had multiple hubs and multiple choices. And one of choice was always kind of hidden. Not that it made that level the hidden one was never like an easier level. It was just a differenter level. I hope that they're short rooms. Oh, his aiming routine's way better than I expected. Remember one jump hack with the 9 rooms? Yeah, it was a 9-room castle in Jump 1. I think there was another 9-room castle, or 9 possible room castle. Pick 3-ish out of sets in Jump Half as well, but there was like an RNG component where you had to roll a die and it was cute. I don't trust their timing. Bowser's Castle is 9 numbered rooms. Yeah, that one is harder to do, that one. I don't think of that as having quite the same mechanism as the level that contains the climax. Essex? Yeah, Essex did have a good one. Oh, Essex. Just moonwalked off there. Oh yeah, it was a 1-1 remake. It had that in it. Oh. It's absolutely imperative I don't spend time right there. I don't have the timing down for that. There's no wind-up. Okay. I didn't expect it. It was a trap. I do like a good trap, though. Okay. That's one thing I will say. I do appreciate music. Oh, good, it is short. In levels where I'm being tortured somewhat. Maybe I won't be tortured on this one. Oh, hey, we're doing this gimmick. All right. Chucky. And clown missiles. Remember there being clown missiles. I'm just thinking about that double Kamek level in that that one hack that just kept having double Kamek levels. Right, under that one. Ooh. There we go. Carefully. 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 Careful. What? What killed me? Ow. Mini toe. Oh, whoops. Wasn't paying attention and messed up. It's Mimi Toho. I'm surprised. Was the clown missile anywhere else in the game, or just inexplicable clown missile? I do not remember any clown missiles. Ah. Ow! Sorry, annoyed grunt. Intohobular? Okay. It has been a minute. Like, this is not the longest thing I've ever moderated, but because of timing issues and picking it up, like, at the end of December, it is one of the longer ones I've done. The longest attempted moderation I've ever had was Super Marissa Adventure World before I finally threw in the hat and gave it to someone else. Fascinating hack. Not always the funnest thing. Nuts. It was close, unfortunately. I like this better than the rat room. I'm gonna just say it. I think coming in from the top is the smart move. There we go. It's ghosts and stuff. Oh no. Oh. Oh, okay. I was worried I was about to get wings. I don't care about this. This is fine. I don't have access to a double jump. I need to survive for 16 seconds. That is... Oh. Okay. Important detail. That upper platform is not standable. Other option is a never before seen level. We'll be seeing it. Also, love the Reznor sign. Though when I see them, I think Fortaleza Reznor rather than just Reznor Appreciator. The premier website for Spanish-speaking Mario hackers. The Portuguese have their own thing. The Japanese have something that looks vaguely like an image board. Oh. And everyone else has SMW Central. Which is fine, too. Oh, I guess the Germans have some, too. They got, like, their ninja speedrunning stuff. Sort of independent of everything else. Surprised I didn't die there. I should have died. Well, that's an effect. Oh, I see how you did it. It's the transparency thing. Doing your color maths. Maths is another one of those Britishisms I just can't get behind. There's only one math. Just maths. That was another one of my absolute favorite all-time Taskmaster bits. Was we'll find out what's in the briefcase, because everyone took a different approach, and they were all good. That's a lot of headless chucks. Well, they got ghosts going on. You've done well. Face me! Okay. What? Oh, I got wings again. Crap. I've got bricks. Alright, the question is, does this boost have a hitbox? If he doesn't, that makes this a lot easier. It does. It very much does. Okay. The Wingaling Dragon. Come back? What? Oh, it broke after a short period of time. Okay. I know you enjoy the wings. I can tell. It's almost like there's another hack that's going to be available in the near future that's all about these wings or something. If only there was a way we could find out more about exciting new hacks that might be coming out soon. Anyway, I was actually planning probably not tomorrow, probably Thursday, at my usual Thursday time, to do a C3 survey stream. Take a look at people's threads. So if anyone out there, not just Boosius, happens to have a thread that you'd like me to look at, or thinks a thread is cool, feel free to use the Request a Thing button. That's in Twitch. That's a Twitch channel point reward. Just put a link so I know where I'm going. Nuts. Always hurts when you lose a brick. Yeah, I can't say I've ever had anything I've played platform-wise feel like how these wings work. They are really awkward. Yeah, I shouldn't, is what I think is. Try to hit him at any point other than maximal descent. Miss. Swing and a miss. Can you request things that are partially lost media? No. Don't request things that have been deleted, Max. If I can't get to it from the page, the obvious forum page for that, then it's probably not good. It was probably deleted for a reason. I might already know that reason. Oh, God. 4 hits? More hits. Oh, that was a close miss. I'm not happy with that. The Goomba third? I haven't looked at too much. Aside from seeing, like, looking very early, like, Monday. Download looks interesting? Yeah, maybe. I'll think about it. We'll put it that way. Oh, that was annoying. Oh. Okay, wait. Okay, I need Y. That works. That's what that's for. That's how that should work. It should be on the page now. I might rearrange things a little bit. I usually just start with a demo. A playable demo. I've messed up a few times in that regard, but that's usually... And then I need to remember, don't play the first demo for that long. But more or less, feel free to populate that with some interesting stuff, because I'm probably not going to look at all of the C3 things in existence, because there's a lot of them. I'm gonna have things chasing me and shooting fireballs at me in my dreams. I think that's 5. No. Oh, I don't know if that was enough. At least the chaser one doesn't also shoot fireballs. How many hits is it gonna take? I hate that the Boo has a hitbox. Eight to 10? Oh, why is it gotta be so long? In general, I think all bosses should take 3 hits. Maybe 6 sometimes, but basically 9 straight out. The fundamental thing is, it has to be something more interesting happening. This boss is literally just survival, and doing it for 9 hits does not make it significantly more interesting. It just makes it longer. Please don't go much higher. It's so much harder to hit him if he's up high. I've lost count. No! Agree with that? No thanks to water blocks hacks. Oh. How you doing, Blueberry Bunny? How was the day off? Now, I generally came to this opinion when I was playing Mr. Splosion Man. Or Splosion Man? I don't think he was Mr. at that point. But, like, most enemies in that game took way too many hits, and there was no real reason to aside from just making any given encounter take longer. And it was a puzzle platformer. There was 0 reason to make it take longer. Like, it was an adequate length as it was. Then they reused the same boss 3 times. Or at least twice. It was a fun but wacky game. I'd play it again. It's up in that period where people wanted to do... They wanted to be Portal. There's only so much portal to go around, if that makes sense. This level's gonna hurt my hand. I still have to go do the other 3 rooms. That was 4. Tiny lore thing is the 2 levels with Wall Masters or this guy? Ah, okay. Finished playing all the QLDC. Oh, nice. I'm not. I still have more to go. It was QLDC or this tonight, and I wanted to get this done. Oh, I didn't know it would cost this much. Cripes. Okay. I knew I should have kept going down. Like, as long as I can keep doing a big circle, I'm in good shape. If I have to start tripling my circle or going a different direction, I'm absolutely hosed. No. Already built the harder wing level. It's true. It's true. I'd say that was after a more tedious level. Or, I'd say this is after a more tedious level, but no. I'd do Mario Golf before that. This is just circle strafing, but I need to have enough space to do it. Okay. Nope. Circle strafing is truly one of the greatest inventions of all time. We can all thank Doom Guy for his prestigious invention that has enriched us all. No. The problem is, unlike the other one level, this is hurting my hands. Because I didn't have quite as much of this nonsense going on. Can't... Okay. No! The problem is, I sometimes think I'm going to clip my height. Instead, I end up gaining just a little bit of altitude I don't want. These are so janky. I was thinking briefly about sandbagging, but then decided against it. Nope, I should have sandbagged. I already knew I'd lost there. Got out of the stun earlier. Two. Three. I think it actually saved me. Kept me from getting hit by his box. Okay. We're like at 6-ish. Yeah, when my wings disappeared, I was really effing nervous. Alright, well that was that. Oh. My hand hurts. Star Factory music. Huh. With the fortress destroyed and the harsh winds fading away, a lone whisper says, "Thank you for playing." Alright, now we just have to do the right side of the thing. Then we're done. Okay, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Save, for the love of God, save. Is there a world map? I can't see anything other than the boo. Yeah, I will check. That's a thing to do last. It makes sense. But we will do that after we fight monkeys. Monkeys that bounce and throw fire at you. It appeared to have everything's slippery. Alright, well, that's not too long. But yeah, we'll take a look at the overworld too. It's the one last thing to look at. This is silly. Slippery Banana Bridge. You know, I saw the name earlier, Banana Bridge. Because one of the message boxes used that. Uses that in level index. Alright. Well, that solved a problem. Dang it. Banana peels. You know, I kind of wonder if banana peels were more slippery back in the day, right? Just think about it. Like, as an ultimate, like, silent movie, cartoonish cliche, I've never slipped on a banana peel. Why would I ever slip on a banana peel? There just aren't enough banana peels to go around to slip on a banana peel, you know? Like, where does... This cliche probably made sense in, like, the 30s or something. I think I vaguely read about, like, people started littering less, and that's why fewer people fall on banana peels these days, but I'm not sure if I believe it. It's very red and very auto-scroller. I think this VOD will have the highest rate of auto-scrollers per second. It's very evocative. I want to say Dies at a level like this for Jump, but he made sure that Mario was silhouetted. It was literally the only level that used this particular trick, and so when I wanted to make sure my character swapping thing worked, I had to gimp his code. Right side, way easier than left side so far. Flimple. What? There's something I'm missing? No. What is the point of this? Yeah, they're both survival sections. Oh, God! What is this mess? Okay. Truly ridiculous. And done. Oh, we can see it now. Look. It says Gunger. There was a ship here all along. How was I supposed to know that? Yeah, that looks a lot better now. It's all purple. Aw, look at the purpleness. Actually, let's just do this. Because we don't need to go around to every single sub-map. We do need to go to every single sub-map, but obviously, we can at least appreciate the purpleness of this. The Purple Mountain's Majesty, in fact. I guess it's more of a Fuchsia Mountain's Majesty, I suppose, but you know. We're not splitting hairs here. All the Chucks are now voided out? I came here on accident. I guess we're going to go here to see this overworld first and see what the Chucks look like. So not unintentional. That Chuck's still there. Oh, I guess they all have no head? Is that what you mean by voided out? One, and another thing! We avoided Chuck's warranty. Oh, on the overworld, gotcha. There's a certain chatter in Eldhead's stream who would curse be calling it purple. So one of the puzzles that was in the hexagon round, in fact, the first set of puzzles in the hexagon round was a bunch of kind of variety crossword stuff. Where the first section, pretty straightforward. You know, you fill out straight line ones and ones that curve around, and every letter is double checked. It's a crossword, how they work. But then the other ones have other gimmicks. There we go. What does this look like? Cannon ready. Target confirmed. Freak City, dead ahead. So I solved 2 of them. I didn't solve the third one because I didn't feel the need to. Ooh, it's very neat. We're doing the neon thing now. I like it. But the lower one, the one on the lower right-hand corner, the trick for that one was that you had to put emojis in there, and in one direction, read the emojis as the word like wing or something, and the other one was interpret it 2 emojis together to mean something different. Well, that's how you get there. Alright, I think if we get here and then go up, we'll have seen all 4 overworlds. That just doesn't go that way. Does this go that way? Something's got to go my way. There we go. Oh! It's a darker cloud. But the one I struggled a bit with had to do with using the colors as words in one direction and then interpreting all of the colors as a certain pride flag in the other direction. So I filled it out, submitted it, and it didn't like it. Just didn't like it. That's not where I want to go. I didn't have the exact colors right. Turns out they're very specific colors. It's a good thing I did everything else first, because finding paths here is a lot harder now that it's dark. It's very... Oh, hey, and the moon is smirking at us. Kind of. Or has a mustache. I'm not sure. Alright, is that everything? I think that is everything. I think we have seen all the things. Only thing left... The sun becomes a moon? Ah, okay. Only thing left is to reset. So we can see if the number says 92. And if it says 92, then we're done. Alright, that's it. I have beaten Freak City. I've moderated it. I did have a few things I found. I don't think any of them were terribly important or unknown. So I want to review my notes tomorrow quickly, but otherwise I don't see any reason why this won't get accepted unless I run out of time to do stuff tomorrow. So I'm like 98% sure this will get accepted. I don't think I found anything too bad, but I want to review the notes because I never got around to collating my notes earlier. So, get the Mario music. Anyway, that was a fun experience, even if some of the levels are frustrating. That was 92 exits, most of which I enjoyed. I think that's the best way to say it. There's something in it for everyone, but not everything in it is for everyone, I think would be the way to phrase it. There are some sickos who'd really love the first level I beat tonight. I'm certain Hawaluta would watch that and be absolutely enamored. It's the kind of nonsense he likes. But yeah, that was it. We've been a journey, and now it's done. God, you're welcome. It was a fun experience for most of it, even if I griped at a few of the auto-scrollers. So many auto-scrollers.